Welcome to This Tailor-Made Life. I'm Melissa Taylor, and I am going to show you really quickly how to make a lacto fermented salsa. Okay, so I don't have any cilantro, so I am going to use parsley for this. And I have already cut up peppers and onions that I want to put in here. And so what I'm going to start doing is just loading up all of my tomatoes. I'm going to load in some onion and pepper, and then some parsley. So parsley is a good substitute if you don't have any cilantro. It has a similar flavor, so. And these tomatoes I grew, they are the best tasting tomatoes I think I like a cherry or grape tomato that I've ever grown. They are a mingle mix is what they're called, and they have been so good. They've grown so well in my garden this year. And they're just absolutely delicious. They're sweet, just really, really, really good. And this parsley came from my garden too, as did the peppers. The peppers came from my garden. Okay. I really want to put more. Okay. Make sure that I have enough room to. There we go. Okay. Now these are overripe. I'm going to put them in a ball jar. I'm going to crush them and put water with them, and I'm going to save the seeds. So we need to okay. 835 grams, 835 times 0.025. We need 21 grams of salt with the water. So I'm going to pour the water off. Zero it out. And then I have pink Himalayan salt that I'm going to add until we get 21. There we go. And shake it up. go. And I always, so I'm going to date it. I'm going to put it in a bowl because the lacto fermenting sometimes bubbles over. So I don't want to mess on my counter. And I'm going to leave it sit here, and I'm going to burp it. So I'm going to burp it every day, and I will check on it. Usually the fermenting takes about 5 to 7 days. So now that it's starting to get colder, it will probably take closer to the 7 days. And I will just leave it right here. Okay, so we've got those little tomatoes in there, and I'm just going to crush them. And then I'm going to leave these, I'm going to cover it with a paper towel, and I'm going to leave these to set on the counter and ferment. So with tomatoes, cucumbers, and squash, there's usually a little, basically it's a protective coating around the seeds so that when it's growing, it won't start reproducing in the tomato. So what we're doing is, we're going to ferment this and break down that coating. And what will happen is that the seeds are going to float. They're either going to sink or float. Right now they're sinking. But if any of them float, then I'll just scrape it off. Scrape off the top, and then I should be able to rinse off the seeds and save the seeds for next year. So I'm going to go put this next to the sink, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this has been sitting for several days. You can kind of see how it's separating. Some of the seeds are at the top. And so I'm going to let it set for probably 2 or 3 more days. It kind of has a little bit of a film at the top, but it's not moldy or anything. So, I'm going to scoop these off with a spoon, and then I'm going to let the rest of these kind of settle and see what happens. Well, thanks again for joining me today. I pray that it was a blessing to you, that you learned something. And if you want to know more about lacto fermenting, I'll post other links to other things that I've fermented. Please subscribe and like. Have a great day. Be blessed, and I'll see you next time.